Okay, guys, well, it has been to 12 o'clock when the webinar is due to kick off. So firstly, thank you to everybody who's joining us this morning, taking time out of your schedules to go over the latest software enhancements, or one of the latest software enhancements with JESI, the travel itinerary upload. Now, due to the fact that we do have limited time on today's webinar, if you do have any questions or would like to know more, the last slide will have contact details on there where you can get in touch. So I will leave that up for a few minutes at the end of the presentation. So during the presentation, if you have any questions, just do write them down and take the details down at the end, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible with any questions you may have. Okay, so for those that may not have had an exposure to JESI in the past, just a brief overview of JESI and so what it is. So JESI is a cloud-based journey management software solution for organizations that have a mobile workforce. JESI uses existing technology, so that's through text messaging and emails. JESI sends an automated escalation notification to emergency contacts if a traveller fails to check in at a destination. And JESI automates the existing manual journey and travel risk processes. So how does that all fit into place, and what does a journey look like in JESI? So on the screen in front of you here, so there's a couple of, well, there's two ways that a journey can be created within JESI. The traveller themselves can create the journey, or the journey can be created on the traveller's behalf. So what we've got down on the left-hand side here is the journey's been logged into JESI. The traveller will commence the journey. All going well, the traveller at the top here will check in at each checkpoint at a predetermined time frame where they say they're going to be at their destination, and their journey complete. If, however, the traveller misses their check-in, then the automated alert will be sent to the emergency contact within JESI to notify that the traveller has failed to check in at a destination. From there, and that will be sent via an email and an SMS message to the emergency contact. From there, the emergency contact will then contact the traveller, advising them, asking them if they're okay. If they are, then they are to check in. If the traveller, the emergency contact cannot contact the traveller, then that's when internal organisational emergency procedures would take place to try and locate that particular traveller. So what do we know? Through feedback we've received from clients, current industry challenges managing journeys, whether it be domestic or international, can include having visibility over travel associated with flights and accommodation. The processes at the moment can be potentially are still paper-based, which have run the risk of them getting lost or time-consuming. Both existing processes can be, if they are paper-based, manual, and like I mentioned, time-consuming, and the recording of the movement on paper forms can be, again, cumbersome to actually complete. So, which then relates to the processes, the costs associated with managing the health and safety of employees can become expensive if out-of-date processes are being used. When you think about the labour time that it potentially takes for A, the traveller, or B, the manager, all adds up over a course of time. So why customers buying the JESI solution? Utilising the travel itinerary upload, it's a really fast and simple process. So all that's required, and we'll touch on this in the next couple of slides, is an email to be sent with an itinerary attached to a specific JESI email address. But now the traveller can do that themselves, or this can be completed on behalf of a traveller. What that will then do is JESI will then read the information that's on the itinerary and then create a journey based on that information. A whole of business solution to provide visibility over where mobile employees travel. Very easy, like I mentioned, very easy to add the travel itinerary to an email and just forward that off to the JESI address to create that journey. Now, another feature why customers are buying is our audit log. Now, from a compliance perspective, all communication that takes place between JESI and the traveller is timestamped and dated and can be easily viewed no matter where you are, providing you have a smart device or, if you do have your computer with you. That's one of the benefits of also being a cloud-based solution. Also, the automated process of simply by attaching an itinerary to an email is going to significantly reduce the time that would potentially spend using a paper-based form. So how the actual itinerary upload works, as I mentioned previously, there's two options that can be used, two ways that an itinerary can be uploaded. Now, one of those is the traveller to upload that themselves, or the itinerary can be uploaded on the traveller's behalf. Now, what I'm just going to go through here is how the process looks if you are to upload the itinerary for yourself. Now, you'll see on the email on the slide in front of you here, we have the address, this email being sent to trips@jesims.com.au. I'm going to upload this itinerary for myself, coming from my email address. JESI will then match the email address this email is coming from to the email address it has in JESI in the system, and then put that information together and then create a journey based on the details that are on the itinerary. So I've sending to that address. I'm attaching my itinerary. Sending the email, don't need to put a subject heading in. Now, it's worthy to note that this is a pre-recorded demonstration video and not in real time. There will be a couple of minutes that you'll need to allow for before the itinerary or the journey will be created in JESI. But for this purpose, from the itinerary that I did send across to JESI, that has now created a journey for me based on the details on that itinerary. So it's saying here that my itinerary that I just went on is from Townsville to Brisbane. It is very worthy to note that we understand that that may not be a traveller's full checkpoints or meetings or destinations that they will be going to whilst they are travelling. The information that is placed on that itinerary, JESI will pull that information off. So your starting point to the airport you're going to, the accommodation that you're checking into, if you have additional flights whilst you are in that location or on that itinerary, all that information will be added to JESI and a journey created. However, understand that if a traveller, they may have additional appointments or meetings where they need to log those meetings within JESI, they can simply go into that journey, add additional checkpoints, potentially adjust the times that they are due to check into a hotel or leave a hotel. And that's just a very simple process of editing the journey, adding in those checkpoints, the dates, the times, and just adding that to that itinerary that has been uploaded into that journey into JESI. So it's just a couple of additional steps if required to do so. The email you can see on your screen at the moment is if I am creating a journey on a traveler's behalf, uploading an itinerary on a traveler's behalf or a colleague's behalf. So you'll notice here, compared to the first email, I'm addressing the itinerary to the traveler, and then I'm CCing the trips@jesims.com.au email. Doing this is this email is going to, when it gets to JESI, it's going to identify that the actual traveler is Kathy Wilson, and we'll create the journey for Kathy based on, again, the information that is on that itinerary. So send the email to Kathy. I'm CCing trips in, adding my itinerary, sending through to JESI, and then just another view of, again, not in real time, but creating that journey for Kathy. So I'm here, if there is any edits to take place, adding additional checkpoints or changing the accommodation check-in times, etc. The edit on the journey you can see here that's been created is you'll just click onto that and then go through into that particular journey and add those checkpoints or edit the timeframes, etc. So both processes, it's a very simple process to use. It eliminates the need for a manual process as such, unless there is any edits required. So very easy, again, to create a journey, open an email, attach the PDF or the itinerary, send it to the JESI email address, the journey is created. From a traveler's point of view, they will then receive the notifications to check in based on the timeframes that have come off that itinerary. So from a traveler, if you're not uploading your journey yourself, there's very minimal contact you would need to do to create the journey. It's just remembering to check in at your checkpoints, replying to the JESI text message to say that you've arrived, and it's really that simple of a process. Video's playing again. So that's the webinar has gone a little bit faster than expected. A, because it is a very simple process to follow. However, on the page here, if you do have any questions or would like to know additional information on how this potentially could assist your organisation, please take down the phone number and the email address that you do see on your screen, and one of our customer solutions representatives will be in touch to discuss further. So guys, that's the overview of the travel itinerary upload. If, again, you do have any questions, I'll leave these details up on the page on your screen for a little bit longer. Please reach out to us. And thank you again for taking the time to join the webinar today. And hope everyone has safe travels. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much and take care. Bye-bye.